Hey, hungry ass. Hey. How you doing? Happy birthday. I saw your post. I saw you say you didn't have cash up, you hungry ass. Hey, Angie. Angie say yes. You must saw my title and thumbnail. And you say something, I enjoyed my birthday. I'm so glad you did. I am so glad you did. I was gonna send you a little something on Cash App for your birthday. Hey, Sting. She said, we say on the chat, hey, honey, how are you? 24 today. That is a blessing, young Riaz, because some of them don't make it. So it's a blessing that you made it to see 24, and may you be blessed to see many, many, many more. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hold on, y'all. I'm coming. Can y'all hear me? I'm testing a new mic. It's not the same mic as I had yesterday, y'all. So I'm testing this one. The one that I had yesterday was so much better, and I don't even see it. I don't see it. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it'll help if I put my headphones in. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Hold on. Okay, I should have had my earphones in. Okay, now I can hear myself through the mic. So, how does it sound, y'all, now versus to before I just put the headphones in like 2 seconds ago? Production is not here tonight, so I'm on my own. So I don't have my soundboard hooked up and all that, but I am using a new mic. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Let me know what it sound like, y'all, before we get into our topic for tonight. Okay, so it sound good. Thing said, yeah, sounds good. Hey, Tamika, how are you? Okay. Hold on, y'all. Here I come. Hello, hello, hello. I was finishing up my snack before I came on camera, y'all. I do not want to even be heard on camera eating less long. Oh, hold on. Less long scene cooking. Okay, I'm not used to wearing headphones, y'all. I'm used to everything being Bluetooth. So, not sure why this is not. I couldn't figure out how to Bluetooth it. So, yeah, we just gonna work it like we got. I can't stand headphones. But, okay, well, let me take my hair to the back and I won't worry about pulling it out. All right, y'all. Hey, Tasha T. She said, hey, sis, what is good? Happy, 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 happy. What's today, y'all? Saturday. Um, welcome back to In the Safe Zone. Well, wait a minute. I'm all mixed up. Welcome to the Happy Hour Lounge Hangout. If you are new here, welcome back. If you always here, y'all. I was still in the safe zone mode. My bad, my bad. So, yeah. Hit the like button for me, please, and thank you. Share the live for me if you have a content wall. I appreciate it so greatly. And if you by chance are catching this on the replay, then hit the like button, comment, and let me know you there. That also helps me to get pushed further into the algorithm. So, tonight's topic of the Happy Hour Lounge, I didn't want to play any music tonight. Y'all, I was going to play some music, but I changed my mind. I may play some later on after, just for myself, but I decided not to play music. So, I wanted to go ahead and try to do an official live stream from live stream from the Happy Hour Lounge Hangout. I think I went live one other time on this page or whatever, just for a few minutes to see how things were. And but just to do an official, y'all hit the like button for me. If y'all, even if y'all on in the bushes, in the clouds, just hit the like button for me. It is free of charge, and it does not cost a thing, and I appreciate it so much. So yeah, so that's how we migrated over here to the Happy Hour Lounge. So this is a different mic, y'all. I am, let me see. Let y'all see this one. This one, testing, testing. Ooh, it sound a lot better when it's closer, y'all. So, but by being so small and not being able to extend, then I don't think it have to be just up in your face like that. But to me, it honestly sounds better when I bring it up here. So let me know in the comments, chat, what y'all think. Does it sound better when it's up here versus down here, which is where it's probably going to sit at while I'm talking or whatever? So is there a difference once again? Down. This is down. This is up. This is up. Down, up. So which way does it sound better to y'all? Tasha is speaking to Riaz. Yes, and y'all wish Riaz a happy birthday today. His birthday, his born day is on today. I'm thinking about creating me an OFO page. Why not? You need to do his thing. Look, that will be awesome. I honestly think you need to do that. You know we will be tuned in, honey. I know I will be. Excuse me, y'all. I know I will be. So I think you should go for it. Okay, so you said both are okay. Okay, all right. You know this mic has some little buttons and stuff on it too. I'm not too familiar with them, so if Angie said it's okay, we gonna say it's okay. All right. So yes, thing you need to go on ahead and go for it. I honestly think that'll be a great thing. Let's see what you got, honey. Let's see what you have. Yeah, I am so hungry. I want some chips and some dip. I want all kinds of stuff. I want some sliced Roma tomatoes with a little lemon pepper seasoning on it, or a little pink Himalayan salt. Ooh, that's what I want. And I don't even have none. I was supposed to stop by the store on the way to the house and get me some tomatoes and stuff like that and some snacks. I didn't stop, y'all. So now I am paying for it. Sting says maybe I'll do it in New Year. Good for you, Sting. Good for you. Okay, so I'm sure this live is not gonna be an hour long. I know it's other content creators live. It is what it is. So I'm sure this live is not gonna be long. I'm just getting my feet wet over here. Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit. Wait, let me see. How do you do this mode? Ooh, wait a minute, y'all. I gotta get these ring lights together, honey. Let me see. Okay. I like that right there. I like that. Turn it up. I like that. Okay. So tonight's topic is, should parents charge adult kids rent? Okay, that's the topic. I titled the live, "Should Grown Kids Pay Rent? Let's Debate." So, I actually probably should have did this topic over on my main page too. I'm gonna have to take it back over there because this is actually a good topic. I should have came from my main page with this. I actually should have. But I just have to redo this on In the Safe Zone, y'all. This is a great topic for over there too. I know I said that this channel will be a little bit of everything. Controversy, unpopular opinions, you know. What's the other word I do? Let me see. I said unpopular opinion, unapologetic, controversial. It's another word I use to describe it. Not much talked about topics, you know. So on the Happy Hour Lounge Hangout, it's a little bit of everything. So, but this would actually be a good topic for over there on this, in the Safe Zone. I guess I'm gonna have to bring it over there. Save it for now. What do you mean, Steve? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do his thing, but I'm gonna have to go ahead and schedule to do this over on in the Safe Zone because this is a great topic. Hey, T-Lo, baby. If they grown, what are they doing in your home? Yup, help each other out. Okay, I get you. I get you. So, like I said, the topic is y'all share the laugh for me. Hit the like button. Thank you, please, and thank you. Um, the topic is should parents charge adult kids rent? Adult kids being at least 18 to 21 years old. I'm going to say between 18 and 21. I mean, most people say you're an adult once you turn 18. So we can either say 18 to 21ish, and then, whatever for adult kids. And the title again is Should Grown Kids Pay Rent? Let's debate. Now, I guess my whole thing is whether if you are charging your adult kids, like I said, 18 and up, because we already know mostly if your children hit in their 30s, they pretty much on their own. So I'm assuming this is relating to children or kids 18 to 21, 22, 23, maybe 24, 25. I'm going to say that because usually when you hit your 30s and up, you pretty much on your own. You either got your own place or you living with your girlfriend or you living with your boyfriend or however you want to, whichever way you want to go. So Sting says 18 and over, my baby son didn't leave home until 33. Okay, so we're going to say 18. Like I said, Sting just kind of confirmed it. When you get in them 30s, you pretty much leaving home. Whether you going to stay with yourself or whether you got, you staying with your boyfriend, your significant other, whatever, roommates, whatever you want to call it. You normally, it's at your parents' positions and houses, by the time you get in your 30s. So, my thing is, if you are, or if you do charge your adult children 18 to, let's say, 29, 18 to 30, rent, is it actually teaching them, I guess, responsibility or whatever the case may be, or is it stressing them out? Due to not really being established, probably not really having a stable job, or maybe, but if you got one, it's not a high paying job or whatever the case may be. So is it actually teaching responsibility, or do you feel like it's stressing or can stress them out with knowing that they have to pay rent to live under your roof? So that's, I guess, where we are with it. Some people say they don't charge their adult kids rent. Some people say they do charge their adult kids rent. So either way, if you do charge them, do you feel like it's actually teaching responsibility, or do you feel like it could contribute to stressing them out, trying to meet the responsibility of what the parent is requesting? And they young. 18 is not, I know in the eyes of the law was considered an adult, but in the mind, that's not grown to me. And this is just me. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you my point of view and where I am with that and where I stand. I don't charge my kids rent. Whether 18 or 32. Whether 32 or 42. I don't charge my kids rent if they stand with me at all. I've never done that. My son is 38 years old. And when he was in my house, before he actually left, I didn't charge him anything. Not nothing. Not rent, not utilities, not toiletries. Now, what I did do was, if it was personal toiletries and things that you wanted or you liked, you had to purchase that on your own. But I bought for the house. I bought everything. I paid all the bills. I bought the washing powder. I bought the bleach. I bought the soap. I bought deodorant. I bought pretty much everything that was needed. So I just could never charge my kids rent at all. You know, I've never done that. My son is long gone. That's just the way I did it. I didn't have but one child. I never charged him anything to stay with me. That was just how I chose to do things, because that's how my parents did things. I didn't have to pay anything in my parents' house. I've been here 2 years now with my dad since my husband passed, and I don't have to pay here. Now, do I contribute? Yes. But do my parent require it? No. Never for his kids, never for his grandkids. So that's the way I was raised. And that's how I did it. Not to say that my way is the right way, because, everybody different and everybody got their own way of, how they handle things. But this is a great topic. Should the parents charge adult kids rent? And if so, why? And if not, why not? Is it teacher responsibility to charge your adult children, whether they, 18 or 36? Or is it stressing them out when they can't do it? When when they not capable of doing it? And I honestly believe that if you do charge them rent, it does in a way help with responsibility, because of course it's teaching how to pay bills, how to be responsible, how what it means and what it takes to run a household. So yeah, it does to me teach responsibility. But it also to me can be very stressful and stress them out, especially when they just not capable and able. Or if if they are working a small time job, just say you got a 19-year-old, they ain't making much. They not making a lot. So the little bit you asking them to contribute in the home can be very stressful, because then it leaves little to them for themselves, because they already ain't making that much. So to me, I think both answers deserves conversation. Yeah, it does teach responsibility. And then on the other hand, it is also very stressful and probably can be very stressful. Hold on, let me go back and catch y'all comments. Okay, Angie says, if they grown, what are they doing in your home? That's a great question. Yup, help each other out. Absolutely. I mean, if they grown, why they still there? You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why they still there. Hey, Tilo. Tilo said, hey, to say something else in chat. Hey, baby. 18 and over. My baby son didn't leave home until 33. I think my son actually left home. Well, technically, Mario has always pretty much, in his adult life, lived with my grandparents when he wasn't on his own. He hadn't lived with me, per se, since he was since before he went, Lord, young, teenage, you know. So he has had his own place on several occasions. A couple. So I think when he actually left home, with my grandparents or whatever. I mean, with his grandparents, I'm gonna say he was like middle 30s, early 30s. Yeah. It's teaching them, no matter where you have them to pay bills. In my opinion, yes. I agree. And she says, my daughter is 37 and she came back to live with me. Her and her 3 children. These bills don't pay themselves. I get it, Angie. I get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. I get it. Because at the end of the day, the bills don't pay themselves. You're right. So if your whole stance is you do charge them a rent, I get why. Sheila said, yes, you should charge your grown children, especially boys not trying to break the bank. But I need something to show them someone else would charge them. Okay, got that. Well, 18, I would let them stay until like 25. By then, they should have themselves together. Mainly, if you having a baby, after baby, you're going to pay something. Absolutely. You pay in other ways. You can. You definitely can. It don't always have to be monetarily. That's true thing. They can pay in other ways. You help in a lot of other ways, though. And it says, absolutely, Angie. Of course, if they not able, I'll pay until they able again. Yes, it can be $100, just something to teach responsibility. I get it. I get it, Angie. I do. I just never did it. Like I said, my parents never did it with me. And none of my siblings. And it's 3 of us. I'm the baby. So, I guess I inherited what they did. And I went with it too because I feel like that was the right thing. Perhaps, maybe it's if my parents had charged me rent and my siblings, then I probably would, do the same. But it didn't happen like that with me. It didn't happen like that with me. Our water bill was $62. Now it's $237. This was $140. Now it's $472. I get it, Miss Angie. Don't get me wrong. I ain't saying that's the wrong way. Because you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. So, drop in the chat at what age you left home. If y'all can remember, I stopped singing. I stopped singing. She answered that before I could even ask it. I saw that. So, drop it in the chat at what age you left home. And if you had to pay rent or not at home. The more people in the house, the more they pay. Okay. Okay. I left at 17. Okay, so Sting left at 16. Ange left at 17. Tilo was 21. I was 18 when I left home. I went to college. Down in Tennessee. Down in Chattanooga. I did a year in Chattanooga and came back home because I had a 2-year-old going and I just couldn't keep leaving my baby at home. My parents just did not want to keep riding up and down that highway so I could see my baby. So I came on back home after the first year in Chattanooga. I completed my whole first year in Chat, and then I transferred to back then it was Memphis State. That's how old I am, and I stayed in family housing when I came back and went home. When I came back here to finish out my school. Before I finished, I had my own place. So I'm gonna say maybe 20 is when I moved out. And I've been pretty much gone ever since. I've only come back home maybe one time after I left for college. I may have come home at least maybe and had to come back and stay maybe once or twice in my entire life. I didn't have to come and stay this time. When my husband died, I came over here and I couldn't go back home for personal reasons related to his death. So I chose to come here and stay. And then when I was ready to go back home, my daddy got gravely ill and I had to take care of him. Where I had to be here. Hey, TRW, baby, I see you. Where I had to be here 24/7 with him. So, and now I'm just getting to the place where I can move back home because he's back strong enough for me not to be living in his home every night. So, I get it. I think that was the way I was raised, and that's how I raised my child. So, TRW, what you think about it? Should parents charge adult kids rent? Is our topic tonight. The title of the live is Should Grown Kids Pay Rent? Let's debate. The introduction was, is it teaching them responsibility to charge them rent, or is it stressing them out? Because we're looking at adult kids being 18 years in, up. So what you think about this? I mean, I just feel like, you know, it depends. My whole thing is, I feel like it depends on the situation. That's what I'm going to say. You know, hold on, y'all. Yeah, to me, it just depends on the situation. My parents didn't make me pay rent or anything, but I contributed. Absolutely. I guess it really depends on circumstances. My daughter thinks I'm her babysitter, even though her son is 17. She says he can watch them. I said, not in my home, take them with you. Okay. Hell yeah, they need to pay. My kids always pay rent. Now they have their own spot. And CTRW, that right there kind of plays into, is it teaching responsibility or pressure? Because it could be responsibility taught there. And it also could be pressure there too, depending on that individual's circumstance. You know? So I guess that's why I said in the interim, I'm going to say, I guess it depends on the circumstance. My parents never charged me anything. No matter what age I was, I didn't have to pay nothing in their home. My brother didn't have to pay nothing. My sister didn't have to pay nothing. My sister have kids like I do. She got 3 boys. My sister and my sister's boy and my son are like literally 1 month apart. So her son finna be 39 in January. My son finna be 39 in February. Her oldest is already 40, finna be 41 in November 1st. And her baby boy that she lost, my nephew that passed tragically 2 years ago, was 28 years old when he passed. She had grown boys. Never charged them a thing to stay with her. Never charged them a thing to stay with her. No matter what age, just like I did. And I just feel like with us, that's how we was raised. And we just kept that going. Because we didn't have to pay. We don't make them pay. Now, did we contribute? Yeah, we did because we wanted to. And we knew that was the right thing to do. But do we require it? Mm-mm. And I guess that theory goes both ways, that if you charge them rent, it teaches them responsibility. They get out there and get their own money. Their own apartments and things like that. Like, prime example, TRW says she charged her kids rent. They all got their own spots. You know, my sister never charged her boys anything. And they both got their own spots. My son had his own spot until he had to move back with my daddy. For personal reasons with my daddy. So I guess it worked both ways. I don't know. I can see how it does teach responsibility because it teaches you how to pay your own bills. It teaches you what it takes to run a place. So that's a great thing. That's a great thing. I think this is a great topic though, because when I saw it, I was like, I never had to pay rent as an adult. So I was like, this is gonna be interesting to see. Responsibility. My son and his wife stayed in an apartment for 1 year, and they brought them a house. That's good. That's great, Sting. When all 4 stayed here, 2 paid $500 and 2 paid $500 and 1 paid $100. My rent at the time was $17 and the bills were high. So yeah, they get to eat, sleep, and use electricity. That's I totally agree, TRW. And that was gonna be the next talking point. How much would you charge them? And I wrote it all down. And what's a fair price? What's a fair price to charge them? And what is your age limit for your kids to be in your house with you paying rent, you know, and without them paying anything? Is there an age limit? Is there an age limit? So let's tackle what's a fair price to charge your children to stay with you. Now, with me, I would say, even though I'm not gonna charge my baby nothing, even right today, if he come and stay with me when I move back home, I don't charge him, not charging him anything. But let's just say if I was to charge, me too, Angie. Angie said I really like this topic. That's why I said I should have did this on my main page. I don't know why I didn't, but I'm going to do this on my main page. I'm gonna do this because I got 130 subs over here. But I think if I do it on my main page, it'll, more people will get involved with the topic. So I am gonna redo this. Hold on. But I'm gonna title it something like, hold on, y'all. I'm probably title it something like, oh my gosh. These headphones, I probably turn this mic I don't like headphones mic. I like a Bluetooth mic. This is weird. But okay. Oh, this is my son's mic. I'm just testing it to see if I like it. But I do like how I sound. So I'm not gonna complain. I just want help to let them know that you can't live anywhere for free. Absolutely. And that is going to be the number one lesson, is that you can't live nowhere for free. Although I don't charge my child, and although I didn't charge my child, he totally understood the dynamic of what you had to do to keep an apartment, to have one, to have a home, to run a home, to pay bills. Oh, he definitely was taught that. Just because I didn't charge him, that didn't mean I didn't teach him. So at the same time of me not charging him anything, I taught him that just because I don't charge you anything to live here, that doesn't mean you get to freely go live anywhere. Anywhere that you go and try to establish a residence, you're going to have to pay bills in their home. My son knew that. My nephews knew that. So that's absolutely correct, Miss Angie. The two oldest moved out because they was grown and wait. Well, damn. The two oldest moved out because they was grown and freaking and they needed their space. I get it. Cause anytime you want to get your freak on, you got to have your own place to do that. My son knew that. So we made that real clear. Ain't no freaking going on up in these walls unless it's me. So, and I can't say your dad because, me and his dad went together like that. But ain't no freaking going on unless I'm doing it or involved in it. So, I agree. I agree, TRW. They need their space. I guarantee you your son still got the picture because you taught him. Yes, that is what I just said, Angie. I didn't charge him a thing to stay in my home. I still won't. My son 38 years old. But he was taught what responsibility was and what he needed to do to survive out here in this world. And because of that, he's had his own place twice. He rented a duplex for years. And he had his own, he rented 2 duplexes here in Memphis. He had one for years, and then he had the other one, I guess for a couple years. With him and his girlfriend until they moved out of that one. So he definitely got it. Even though I didn't charge him anything. Oh, he definitely got it. Because I said that to say this. Even though you decide not to charge your kids, you do have to teach them responsibility. And I made it my business to teach my son what it was going to be like in the real world. Kind of like, if y'all remember that y'all watched The Cosby Show, that was actually one of my favorite episodes when Claire and Cliff did that whole skit thing with Theo about the real world. I thought that was genius. That was one of my favorite episodes. Put a one in the chat if y'all remember seeing that episode. If y'all remember seeing that episode with the Cosby Show, yes, yes, thing. Hey, legendary boo. Hey, honey bun. How you doing? Happy holidays. Welcome to the Happy Hour Lounge Hangout, boo. I'm over here doing my first official live stream here, and the topic is: should parents charge adult kids rent? It's been a good topic, legendary. You're going to have to go back and catch it from the replay, boo, from the beginning. Sting says, with the Monopoly money, absolutely taught him a valuable lesson because Theo was just out here thinking money grew on trees and it was all this and it was all that. And his parents had to show him, you ain't ready for this. So when he leave to go to school, they get to work taking his bedroom set out, cleaned the whole room out, and got this whole genius skit together to show him what it's like in the real world. And he got it at the end of the episode. Okay, so good. So y'all remember the episode. Me too, Angie. Love it. Because the Cosby Show, if y'all think about it, the majority of their episodes taught us lessons. I didn't even realize until going back and in hindsight, just looking at the show over and over, that Bill focused highly on, which I knew he did, HCBU, and what is it? Historically Black University, HBCU, or historically Black colleges, universities, or whatever. He really highlighted those different schools. He always had on a HBCU representation when he was doing the Cosby Show. That was one of the things I learned about this show. He referenced HBCUs all through that show. And also I realized that the sweaters that he wore in that show were so expensive. I'm talking about so expensive. Every sweater that he had on. And so getting back to that episode, it taught Theo that this is what the real world is about. We have to teach our children what's out there beyond our four walls. What they're going to face out there in the real world. It's a must. We got to do that. Now, some people might say, your mama and them crippled you, so you turned around and crippled your children or your child. See, some people might say that. And when I say crippling, meaning let you live in their home rent free. You never had to contribute anything. You never had to pay any bills. So that was crippling you for when you got out there in the real world. I can tell you it never crippled me. I've been on my own since I was, 20-some years old. I'm 52. So nope, it's not a cripple. It's not a cripple. It can be, but it's not a cripple. At least it wasn't with me and my siblings, because all three of us doing well. So, I guess it's to each his own. That's the thing. It depends on the situation. I guess that's the other thing. And it just depends on what it is each parent individually wants to do. It's not, in my opinion, no right or wrong type of situation with this. No right or wrong situation with this. Cliff was serious about his lessons, him and Claire. Yes, Angie, and Claire showed how that women were equal to me. Yes, I loved it. You got a gynecologist for a dad, a lawyer, smart lawyer made partner for a mama. it didn't progress. I mean, it didn't progress. It didn't show us in negative lights, always struggling and never making it or trying to make it. Now, don't get me wrong. Those are some of my favorite sitcoms. Good Times, Sanford and Son, and The Jeffersons. But this was different because it portrayed the African American family in a different light. And he said that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to show a successful African American family for once. And it worked. Um and I think kids should pay rent if help is needed for them to survive. Now I wouldn't charge if I could afford to pay it by myself. Legendary. That's where I am. I've always been in a position to take care of my own business, household wise, and I ain't have to ask my kids. Not when they were young, and not even as an adult, with my son right now being 38. I could take care of my own business in my home. So that's where I am with it. Now, I also like what you said was if the help is needed. Now, if help is needed, then okay, no, I need you to give me a little bit on this and give me a little bit on that. But when it's not needed, I just feel like, I mean, I'm just gonna say with me, that's me. I never asked because I never needed it. I didn't need the help. But that's different with some people. Everybody's not the same. Some people just was like, nah, I do need help covering these bills up in here. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's just not what I don't need that from him. So that's why I don't ask that of him. Because I know I take care of that myself. And I do that comfortably. So that's just my story, y'all. And Claire showed Evan the women were equal. What's his name? What was his name? Elvin. Yeah, she sure did. Oh my God. Cliff was serious about his lessons. Yes. Still, yeah. Elvin needed Claire to read his book, and she read him effortlessly during a couple of episodes. Effortlessly, it let the world know we were successful. Yes, finally you got a black family in the 80s that's successful. And I know it was probably others, but I don't really think it was. I can't think of none. I don't know. Maybe it was a few right after or before. I don't know. But I can't think of any other family on TV at that time that was successful, that was African American. And I think that the Cosby Show paved the way for other sitcoms to progress us in a positive light. Because when you fast forward to what's that one with dang, I don't know why my brain ain't working today, y'all. What's the name of the sitcom with Diana Ross' daughter? Her name was Dr. Rainbow. Her first name was Rainbow or whatever. And she was a psychologist or a psychiatrist. And her husband worked for the advertising firm or the whatever place. I cannot think of the name. Oh my God. And y'all, it's on the tip of my tongue. But y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a fairly new sitcom. It probably just went off air a couple of years ago or whatever. Or ended. And then it got spinoffs from that. I know somebody in here know what I'm talking about. But I can't call the name of it. I said all of that to say this. The Cosby Show paved the way. Blackish. Thank you, Angel. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. That's it. And it was right here. And I just couldn't pull it. I couldn't pull it up. Thank you, boo. So it actually paved the way for other shows to be done to progress us and project us. I'm going to say project us, not progress us. Project us in a positive light. You had that. Then prior to that, you had Girlfriends. All of them were successful pretty much except Lynn. You had a successful real estate agent turned business owner. I mean, no, you got the professional real estate agent. Then you had the professional lawyer turned business entrepreneur. You had Maya that she wasn't in that class with them, but she was in that class with them, if you know what I mean. And then you had Lynn that had 59,000 degrees, but never didn't know which way she wanted to put those degrees to work. But she had them. Smart, intelligent women, black women, young women, successful women. Successful women. Finally, shows are starting to develop to view us in a positive light. And I know y'all can think of more. I know y'all can think of more shows coming after the Cosby Show that started to project us in a more positive light. Hey Gamma, how you doing, baby? Welcome to the Happy Hour Lounge Hangout. The topic tonight is, should parents charge their adult kids rent being 18 and up? And title was, should grown kids pay rent? Whatever. My intro was, is it teaching them when you charge them, or is it stressing them or contributing to their stress? So that was our topic tonight. Over here, do replay it so you can hear, what we talked about and what we discussed. And now we done somehow floated into this whole thing with African American sitcoms and how the Cosby Show paved the way for other sitcoms and stations to portray us in a more positive light. Because prior to that, it was always us struggling on the old sitcoms. I love them to death, still watch them to this day, still an old sitcom fanatic. But let's be real. They portrayed us in a negative light until the Jeffersons came along. And the Jeffersons moved on up. Here you have a successful black family. The man, George, owns 7 dry cleaners. Weezy didn't have to work. She a stay-at-home mom because George is this successful entrepreneur, businessman, living in upstate New York, in the penthouses and all of that kind of stuff. The Jeffersons is what started breaking that cycle during the 70s. And I never really thought about it like that because, it did. The Jeffersons moved on up. So yeah, and then, thank you, baby. She said, I definitely catch the replay. Thank you. I'm gonna do this topic, I believe, again on In the Safe Zone. I probably should have did this topic over there. I don't know why I did this topic here instead of over there. I really wanted my first live over here to be more of a controversial topic. So I'm going to not count this as the official launch of the channel. Because that first topic should be a little bit risque, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. So we're gonna say I'm still kind of testing things with this live. First black people to live there. Absolutely. Surrounded by Caucasian people. Yes, deluxe apartment in the sky. Them Jeffersons moved on up, didn't they? Yes, they did. Laughing out loud, you remember that he had 7 dry cleaning stores. I did. Wasn't it 7? 7 locations near you. 7. Yeah, I think it was 7. Y'all, I am an old sitcom fanatic. Like right now, my needle is stuck on Mama's Family. And I can watch it over and over and over and over again. I'm talking about over. I'm stuck on it. It's on now. So, yeah, I think he had 7 dry cleaners, 1 near you. That's what he always said, I think. Let's grow both channels. Absolutely, Angie. Absolutely. Angie, right. I was like, I never knew how many he had. He had 7. He had 7. If I'm not mistaken, he had 7 dry cleaners. So shout out to the Cosby Show and Bill Cosby, whom I'm still a huge fan of to this day, in spite of. And I was very grateful that they came out with that concept to project us as successful. And I heard that Cliff wanted his wife, the one that was gonna play his wife on that show, he wanted a intelligent black woman, but the key to it was she had to be fluent in Spanish. That's why y'all hear her speaking a lot of Spanish every now and then on the show. He said his wife not only had to be beautiful, whatever, and intelligent and all of that, but she had to be able to speak fluent Spanish. He wanted a cultured, diverse wife. That's how she ended up getting that. That job wasn't for her. That's how she ended up getting it. She beat out the other person because she could fluently speak Spanish and the other actress couldn't. Now, if it's a lie, it was told on TV. And like I said, that's why she speaks she speaks Spanish throughout the show. And could speak it very good. Y'all heard her. It was several episodes where she spoke Spanish. So I'm grateful that the Cosby Show was created to show us in more of a different light than always struggling, trying to make it, trying to get there, or some other sob story about, poverty and all of that. I was glad about that. Because like I said, it's others. You got Girlfriends. You got, what's my other one? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Okay. What's the name? I don't know why my brain not working today, y'all. Teach in the safe zone. Well, Angie, I'm trying to just do a little something. These are things that I've seen and read and saw on TV. So, like I said, if it's a lie, it was told on TV. Because I was like, oh, so that's why she spoke Spanish periodically during the show. Because when it came on in real time, that was one of the things that I always was like, did she just speak Spanish? Where'd that come from? And then later on, after people did like stories about it and unsung and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, that's how I found out a lot of different things. Gamma, that's you said, and let me see. Wow, I never knew that. Okay, I googled it. Yes, 7 dry cleaners. Yes. Yes, Spanish. Gamma, that's a did you know that? Yeah. Because if you remember, she speaks Spanish to him all the time. And he was like, absolutely. Spoke Spanish all the time. And I was like, wow, she is so accomplished. Lawyer. Graduated from an HBCU. Lawyer. Made partner. Can speak Spanish. Beautiful. He said that's what he wanted. And now, he got that. So, but y'all, I don't know how this turned into that, but I'm actually glad it did. This was like a good closing or whatever the case may be. Because I actually, we actually talked about what I wanted to discuss as far as the kids and rent and all of that. So I got to that point of talking about the sitcoms from that. So I guess that's okay. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he would make the googly eyes when she spoke, and he would say stuff like, "No, no, 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 we speaking English today. We speaking English today." Yeah, and it was like a running joke, you know, for them. And I also found out, yeah, yes, he would melt when she spoke Spanish. Yes. And I also found out something that was interesting about that is that the girl that plays Sonya, I think that was they added daughter, because y'all know she wasn't nowhere talked about in the beginning or in the pilot. I was there for the pilot in real time. She was nowhere talked about until they brought her and introduced her. I want to say in like the second season or whatever it was. So I found out a couple of things surrounding Sandra. That was her name. She was actually older than Claire. I think she also went out for that job. It was something about her with that. I want to say they were up for the same job. It was something about they were up for the same job, or let me see, they were either up for the same job or somebody we know famous was up for that job and didn't get it because of the Spanish thing. I'm gonna Google it just so I can make myself, production is not here tonight. I wish my son was here. He could have been Googling it for me. But it was something. But I do know now somebody can Google. Yes, somebody can Google. Yes, she was older actually in real. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I'll have to be production tonight too. Hold on. I'll be production tonight because my son is working. Um. Okay, so let me see. Okay. Yes. Yes, the add-on daughter Sandra. They added her. Okay, yes. So she was not older than Claire, aka Felicia. What was her name? That Felicia Rashad. Don't y'all know in real life she was like 9, 10 years younger than her? Just 9, 10 years younger. I did not know Sandra was that old playing that character. That was something that was news to me. It says, but in real life, actress Sabrina Lee Buff was only about 10 years younger than Felicia Rashad at the time, who played her mother Claire, making Sandra older than her character should have been relative to Claire. Though the character was established as the eldest, the show initially didn't even feature Sandra in the pilot, establishing Denise as the eldest daughter before they added Sandra as the actual eldest in the later episodes. Denise was the oldest daughter in the pilot. Then all of a sudden, they talking about Sandra coming home from Princeton. So I'm saying, who is Sandra and how she coming home from Princeton? Because I know for a fact, y'all ain't had nothing but these kids right here. Denise Huxtable, Theodore, because his original name in the pilot episodes was Theodore Huxtable, and Vanessa and Rudy. They changed Theo's name in the next season, I believe it was, to Theo. But all in the pilot, his name was Theodore. Clock that T. His name was Theodore. So they said that they added Sandra because specifically, let me see. They wanted to like portray her as being away at Princeton, but that wasn't true. Because in one of the episodes in the pilot, Claire asked Cliff, why do we have 4 children? And that's Denise, Theodore, Vanessa, and Rudy, right? He came back and answered, because we didn't want 5.